Welcome to 108 Gate. We are looking at the current energies of when you are coming to this reading. Hope you have had a lovely evening, day previous to this one, and a great day ahead. Let's see where we are. Okay, interesting. A definite feeling of assertiveness, holding your own, understanding who you are more so, understanding where you are, an element of not only self-respect but being respected in a kind of more authoritarian position within yourself. So where you feel like you may not have been respected in certain ways before, you may be stepping into and taking ownership of your space where you are, to be receiving more respect than you have done in the past. Sitting on your throne, owning it, of your domain, of your kingdom. Protection. Conserve what you have, save a little. So in your own domain, when you're wanting to genuinely, sincerely ensure that your kingdom, your domain, your space is empowered and it's doing the best it can, you become more thrifty, more or you try to be more aware of where you can be more frugal, where you can be more efficient, effective. You want things working in a particular way, with ease, with I feel like there's emotion. It's all well and good that things working well and things going in a certain direction, but then you don't want that hiccup, you don't want that tripping up, you don't want that sudden jolt of a stop. So everything being smooth, it feels really important for things to be smooth. So when you're going forward, knowing that things are protected or making sure things are protected, you can expect the renewal process to be a bit more, or a lot more productive, a lot more fruitful, a lot more so this time when you're investing something and you're renewing something, you've got a higher hope of it actually like being what you want it to be, going to where you need it to be, becoming more of what you wanted it, expected it to be, as opposed to falling flat on its face. So putting in the protection beforehand, putting in the policies, putting in the rules and regulations, putting in this is what happened before, this is where I tripped up, this is where someone else created this havoc or chaos or problem here, this is where the problem arose because I didn't have this in place or that in place. Therefore, putting in a protection, putting in boundaries, putting in a safety net, putting in a nest egg, putting in all these different things that make sure that you feel more and more secure for yourself. It's not about others creating that security for you, it's about you feeling secure. She is not waiting for anyone else to come in and provide whatever. It's her doing it, it's her sitting there, it's her taking ownership of this is my place, this is where I stand, this is where I sit, this is where I eat, this is where I do this is where I do that, this is my home, this is my office, this is my territory, this is my relationship, this is my business, this is my job, this is my role, this is my belief, this is my value. Really going in deep for the ownership of self. Right, let's get some feminine energy around this, because it's feeling really a powerful energy of the feminine vibe. King of Wands, excellent. So this is where the power was coming in. I can feel it's a feminine energy, but the way in which the feminine is strong, it resembles that of a masculine energy to a untrained eye. So when a woman is like, well, I'm not saying you have, but sometimes when you hear certain things about a man is scared of a strong woman, you can't handle a strong woman, things like that. Letting go of things like that and allowing yourself to be around and with people who are not scared of a strong woman, they're not scared of a strong man, who is going into their divine masculine, divine feminine energy, and being able to respect you for who you are, as well as you respecting yourself for who you are. As you respect yourself for who you are, your divine feminine, your divine masculine within you, you will find that the people who are able to handle that and not feeling threatened by that and not feeling like they need to sabotage that in someone else, you're more likely to be drawing those people in, more likely to be receiving support, friendship, camaraderie from those kind of people. So the King of Wands energy coming in feminine energy space is great, because it's bringing in the emotional intelligence, being at a certain point where you're not scared to be powerful, you're not fearful of being powerful, you're not fearful of putting yourself forward and making sure that you are heard, you are respected, you are seen in a way which may appear masculine to some people. Is not masculine, it's simply you stepping up into your divine feminine energy. Absolutely digging that. Lovely, lovely, loving it, and lovely. So we're going to get a masculine card for here. It's a really great vibe. It's very much about shooting up into the stars, shooting up into your domain, shooting up into your higher potential. Page of Wands. Therefore, when you are emotionally intelligent, we've been saying this, it's coming up in different ways the last few days, last few readings rather. The more you step into your higher frequency, your higher quality, your higher efficiency, higher effectiveness, emotional intelligence, that is going to empower you to be able to do certain things from the feminine space, which then entitles you, allows you, enables you to go into certain projects, certain practical things that you weren't able to do before. Maybe you weren't able to pursue something, or you weren't able to assert yourself in a particular way that was necessary for you to go into a certain space. If someone tried to knock you down, you'd let them knock you down. If someone said something hurtful, you'd let those words become hurtful and become like permanent thorns in your side. Now it's like, I don't need to be pulled down by those few measly hurtful words. Yes, did they sting? They did. Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean I need to permanently have those thorns in the side. Pull those thorns out, heal, cleanse, purify from those wounds, and then you're able to go on ahead with a renewed perspective of projects. It may be old projects that you're renewing, it may be new projects that have been revived that you had pondered about at some point, or you forgot about, or just completely new ones because of where you are now. Excellent. So you've got Eight of Wands, communication, communicating about this to the correct people. If you communicate to the wrong people, that gives them opportunity to throw the darts, that gives them the opportunity to throw the axe, to cut it down, to give you those hurtful words that are not so useful. Don't want to go there. You're learning how to communicate, who to communicate with in the correct manner, in the correct time, in the correct way, with the correct people, so that you're receiving the correct information, the correct kind of communication too. There's a genuine support there, as opposed to someone saying, oh, you can do that, that'd be great, but you know that in their heart they're jealous, or they're wishing a failure to occur or something like that. So being really discerning on who you're talking to about things, making sure, again I'm reiterating it because it's a really important point, making sure that you're hearing the correct information from the correct person, not someone who's trying to steer you off track. So you, without explaining it, I'm sure you have some idea, but just to reiterate it, so if you're talking about a plan with someone and they're jealous of you, or they don't want you to succeed, and in the past that may have happened, that you're basically told, well, don't do that because A, B and C, do this instead. They may not have even done it themselves. They may have done it themselves, but at the same time they may have failed in it. So there may be some kind of way of you feeling like, you know what, I'm going to take their advice because whatever the reason is, there's some kind of false security given. Let that false security be blown away. I was going to say something else. let that false security kind of just be obliterated, and then really, really, like you need certain kind of advice. You go to someone who's succeeding in that avenue. You go to someone who's succeeding in that space, in that realm, in the particular way that you want to be succeeding in that way. So if you have, for example, you have certain people that are in a certain field, and you want that kind of success, but the way they're doing it doesn't quite fit with the way you would be doing it, because it seems to be that they're running on empty, that they're not being efficient or effective. They may be in debt but not actually showing that they're in debt. Those kind of things, let them come up, let them be shown to you, so you're making smart investment. Yes, you can renew it, you can have your resources replenished, but you want to be reiterating to yourself, making smart investment in yourself, keeping your emotional well-being, your emotional intelligence to a high standard, high quality, having your higher beliefs, and defending your higher quality beliefs, defending your higher quality values, not allowing someone else to come in and dilute them. And then you can go to this space of not only renewed, but now this renewed resources, these renewed perspectives are going to be even more valuable because of what it took for you to retrieve them, what it took for you to reclaim them. Therefore, when you're investing, making sure that you're aware of, you're being diligent, you're being decisive about who you're communicating with and what communication you're listening to, not taking wrong advice, not taking ill-intended advice. You let go of the ill-intended advice and allow in genuine, sincere support, bringing you in alignment with new projects, new ways of going, new ways of doing things, new ways of being, new ways of managing certain things. I'm saying the words, and there's certain times where it just feels like they're really struggling to come out. This feels as though it's a particular energy. Let's get a card for it because it's really strong. This is where you may have doubted yourself in the past. This is also where you may have been submerged into a pit of despair, or a pit of something being so difficult that you couldn't do it, and you were believing other people when they said you can't do that because you can't have this, because who do you think you are, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But in a way that even though your heart didn't believe it, even though your willpower and everything else didn't believe it, your ears heard it. And on an energetic level, it translated into your soul, it translated in your auric field, it translated in your energy field. Therefore, an automatic response to what the ears hear and the context in which it was heard, you were allowing, or it was allowing to program you in a particular way. That automatic default response to certain words is going to be coming up, release and let it go. You've got to allow it, the fluidity, to enable that. Okay, so as I'm saying that now, the ease of the words coming out is becoming easier. It's easy before than it was previous, but now it's going to get easier. And then as you develop your strength, you develop your emotional intelligence, it becomes even easier, even easier, even easier, smoother, more confident, more strength behind it, more diligence behind it, more ability to defend yourself, and on and on and on in the correct direction for you, to the point that at some point, any of that other stuff that held you back, it won't even be a memory. It will just be gone. And then in the future, at some point, it'll literally be like you can remember it as something to giggle at, as opposed to some form of distress. So, Page of Cups, holding the cup up, new emotions, go to that strength, go to the strength of new emotions, go to the strength of refreshed, rejuvenated optimism, and seeing your potential, feeling your potential, defending your potential, and embracing your potential. So with that, enjoy this vibe. It is a massive shift. So get your strong beliefs, your strong values that will lead you like a light out of being stuck, will lead you away from low vibe conversations, will lead you away from those diminishing of energy words. Sometimes it's saying like I'm not even making sense what I'm saying, but I can feel it's a very, very strong energy. So hopefully that made sense. So for now, enjoy this. It's pushing, pulling, allowing, encouraging, coaxing yourself into a beautiful spot. Knowing you're protected, feeling you're protected, trusting the process. Peace and love.